Algorhythms is a creative music project that brings together coding and music. So we've worked with teachers and Rolls-Royce to look at areas of the Key Stage 2 curriculum that they thought could do with some energy adding to it.
I'm a Year 6 teacher, and the part that I find quite hard to deliver is the coding aspect, where children have to write programmes and debug them. So we had a meeting with some Rolls-Royce staff as well, and they went away and came up with some ideas of resources we could use to help deliver the coding curriculum in school.
We had this big inspiration day where we brought together all of the young people who are performing with us on stage, and on that day we explored lots of things. They were soaking up lots of different inspiration all around these ideas of algorithms and music and how they're part of our everyday lives.
People portray science and engineering as being very disconnected from the art. It's not seen as a less creative sort of outlet, when in fact the way we sort of go about solving problems is the same way someone solves a musical problem, like making a song fit to a certain scale or a key, or what kind of language do you write it in. One of the things we talked about was how language, like programming languages, almost like mirrors music in terms of like notation, so stave and tab, and it just, whatever job you need to do, be creative, interpret it, and write your own way of conveying a message, solving a problem.
Jessie and a team of Claire and Deirdre from the orchestra went into the 2 primary schools, started to work with them about what the elements were from the inspiration day and from the sessions that they'd had with Rolls-Royce. What were the things that really they were interested in? And those took some different creative directions. So we worked with them to write the songs that they are performing with us. Raf worked with Bemrose Secondary School and with Derby College, and again we went and worked with them thinking about what were the things about coding that inspired them. There were lots of different inspirations that kind of all came together through those creative sessions. And in those creative sessions, the young people were absolutely having all the ideas. So they were writing the words, making the musical fragments. And Raf and Jessie's job, with Deirdre and Claire from the orchestra, was to kind of draw those ideas together and help shape the piece into something which they could be really proud of. Rachel from the Derby and Derbyshire Music Partnership has worked with all of the school groups to help support their learning of Raf's songs. So she's been working with them using sign language and also to learn the songs and the words so that they can all perform those with us. The final stage of the project has been to bring everybody together here at Derby Theatre. Yesterday we all came together, started piecing together the different elements to bring them back together, and for them to be able to share the pieces that they'd made was a really special moment. And to start to hear what those big joint songs sound like and feel like when we're all doing them together has just been wonderful.
The young people have coped incredibly well with all of this stuff that we've thrown at them, whether it's learning and performing quite difficult new music, sitting and listening really attentively and engaging with music performed by the orchestra, or offering their own creative ideas and often performing in quite a vulnerable kind of position, whether it's soloists or singers or instrumentalists that have a really key role to play. That's something that is often very difficult for some young people at the start of a project, and to see where they've come and be able to openly and confidently perform music that they've offered on their own in front of a big audience is an amazing journey they've gone on. So they've all round done absolutely brilliantly.
The music, despite the fact it's coming from young people, is actually really quite complicated. 3 of the songs, the big audience songs that we've just performed in the first concert, they were written by Raf, and they have lots of rhythmic challenge. And you know, it's writing music that has challenge in it that pushes standards up. That's where standards come from. They come from good repertoire, and these songs are amazing. And challenging also for the professional orchestra, the wonderful orchestra that Viva is, to put together as well. So we've all had a steep learning curve today.
Today it's just been a massive whirlwind day where we've thrown lights and videos, and we've got it all happening together. So it's been very, very exciting, and just wonderful focus and concentration from the young people, who are so proud to be sharing the music they have written with an audience.
At our school, we think that music is a very important part of the curriculum, because the children in our local area probably wouldn't get the opportunity to learn an instrument before going to secondary school if we didn't provide that within school. So for them who are learning their own instruments within school, to see professional musicians working, to know that that could be a future career for them, it really inspired them.
I think the value of this to a young person is so deep and so broad. It's showing that they have belief in themselves and realising that they can actually do something. There are people all the time. I had a student who came up with an idea in writing a song and he shouted it out, and then afterwards he said, I didn't know I could do that. And I can see it on their faces today, the pride that they have in the work that they can do. And I'm sure this will be a moment in their memories of that really amazing day where we sat beside these musicians, and I certainly remember projects like that from when I was young that are still inspiring today.
Writing your own music can be difficult, but when it's something that you love doing, it sort of flows naturally to you and you sort of get in the swing of it, and then when you hear your music being played out, it's really it's just amazing.
I'm always shy at singing solos, and with Sinfonia Viva it brought up my confidence to sing more by myself as well, and it just opens more of my creativity and makes me more creative.
It always rains before a rainbow, every cloud has a silver lining.
I just love music in general. It's one of my favourite things, but I love creating it because it's then my own music, so I love it even more.
It's been amazing how it's all been able to fit together, especially with Raf getting involved and Jesse as well, sort of fitting it all together, and it's really good overall. So.
I think you can see in their faces what it's like for a young person to sit on a stage surrounded by the orchestra and their peers. And I think a lot of them hadn't actually heard some of the orchestral music until the concert. And you could see them, some of the much younger ones, playing along to Bach on their air violins and pianos. And I think they were very inspired by the energy of the professional musicians, and also seeing the role models of the older college and secondary school musicians who I think they really look up to and say, oh, maybe I could do that one day. And then the professional musicians saying, maybe I could even do that.
It was lovely. It was first time when I seen my daughter performing, and it couldn't be better than that. As a parent, I felt so proud of her. It was, the atmosphere was exciting.
Brilliant. What a great contribution by the orchestra and all the kids that were involved in it. It was amazing.
Really impressive. They all did really well.
We think it's really important to give these inspirational opportunities for young people. You know, there's lots of amazing music work happening in schools, but to do something where they're performing in this incredible venue alongside world-class musicians, that's something that they're not going to forget. And I think it's just so important to give these experiences that will inspire them to maybe think about music in a different way, or look at coding and want to get more into that. But I think it's they will remember the feeling of being on this stage and performing music that they have written for a very long time.